Alright, I looked all over YouTube to see if I could find a video how to do this, but I got a 2000 Jeep Wrangler 4-cylinder, and I didn't have any heat. Now everything else worked, but I just did not have any heat, no hot air blowing out of the vents. So I looked all over YouTube and I couldn't find anything. Finally I figured out what the problem was. I tried flushing the heater core. I've done all that already. So but I'll show you an example of what I found on YouTube. Now I found all kinds of videos about this switch right here and this switch here. If the heater if everything else works, so my blower works on all 3 speeds, no problems. My selector works where the air comes out, so that's the dash, that's the floor and the dash, floor, and then all the way up to defrost. So that switch is working fine. My problem is I would not get any hot air. I could turn this all the way, there was no hot air. I'll go ahead and turn this off. Turn that back there. Okay, so I would not get any hot air, no heat. Now I had air conditioning, everything else worked. I cleaned the heater core. I even took the panel off, checked to make sure the connections behind this were good. And all this is basically, this is just an electric switch. There is no cables or anything that run to this to adjust the heater. This the way the heater system works in this Jeep is that there is a actuator door that moves to let the hot air in or out. And like I said, I could not find any information about this on YouTube. I found all kinds of information about this one and all kinds about this one, but I could not find anything on this. So I thought I'd make a video. So let me go back over here. So I went to O'Reilly's, and or I got it at O'Reilly's, but they also have it on Amazon. I'll have a link in the description of where you can get it. Okay, this is the part that I got at O'Reilly, so I thought I would just show you. It's called a Air Door Actuator, and by Dorman, and that's a 604020 part number. And I have a 2000 Jeep Wrangler. So all right, well, let's go ahead and put it on. This is the new actuator right here, and this plugs in, and then it comes with the little piece that goes in right there. Now where this is located is up under here. Let's see if the camera will pick it up. There it goes. This is the actuator right here that controls the door, that controls the hot air coming in or out. So what I did is I pulled the rug carpet back, makes it just a little bit easier. Pull the carpet back, makes it a little bit easier to get to. Now there's 3 bolts. There's 3 bolts. Let's see, there's one here, and it's loose because I've already had it out. There's one here, and there's one in the very back. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this out. 8mm socket. What I used is just a 1/4 inch socket with an extension, and put the bolts out there. Like I said, these are already loose because I just put them in there hand tight. Take that out there, and one more. Where's it at? There it is, right there. Right there. There it goes. Okay, so that is the 3 bolts out. Now the actuator will just fall down like that. There is a plug on the back side right here. And that just comes out like that. Okay. Now, this little plastic piece, and I believe this is the original one that was in here. Now, if you look in the little plastic piece, it's got flat sides in there, right there and right there. But it also has a groove. Let's see if it'll focus. If it has a groove right there. Now this, I believe this is the original one. So that goes in there like that. And what this does is this is when power goes to it, it'll turn and open the door to let the hot air in or out. So I went to O'Reilly's, I bought the new one. All right, here's the new one. Now the issue with the new one is this little plastic piece, if you look closely, and this is the original one also, if you look closely, see there's a flat side right there. There's a flat side on this. Is the old one, the original one. There's a flat side there. So that means it has to go in there a certain way. But the original one has this slot, so you can't put it in backwards. The new one, this little plastic piece will go in either way. See? It'll go in either way. So what you have to do is when you pull the old one out, put the plastic piece in and check the orientation of the flat side right here, because that flat side needs to line up with your new one. Now the way you check to see what direction your new one is you turn them over. Okay, see where the slots are at? So if you hold them up, this is the old one. Or excuse me, this is the old one, this is the new one. So you hold them up. You see that slot right there? You see that slot right there? You just got to check the orientation of the slot right there. Now, like mine is stuck in cold. Yours could break either hot or cold or in the middle. So, but mine is stuck with no heat. So I know this is in the closed position. So I want this one in the closed position. So I go back, I put the original piece back on, and then I look for the orientation of the flat side right there. Flat side's right there. Okay, so now here's the new one. I need the flat side facing up. So, and this is, I don't know why, but this one is a little stiff to get in there. So let me, okay, all right. So I got the new piece in. Double check the orientation. Like I said, look for the flat side. Okay, they're lined up. This one will not move, so I know this is the correct orientation. All right, now I will go ahead and plug it in. Let's see here. I'll go ahead, plug it in. All right, let's see, I think it's focused there. Let me turn the ignition on. Now, can you see it moving? So we know this one works. So that is all the way with the heat on. Let's see if you can, it looks like it's working, but focus on it. So I'll turn it back to the cold. You see it rotating? All right, so we know it works. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and unplug it, and I'm going to go ahead and install it again. You can see the hole that this piece needs to go in right there, and just kind of wiggle it around until that flat side goes in there. There it goes. Okay, so that little flat edge is lined up in there. Like I said, you just kind of wiggle it around until it kind of slides up in there. All right, so now, oh, you know what? Let me put the wire back on here. I know the little clip goes to the outside, and it is right there. Okay, now let me put the screw in. Okay, I'm gonna put the screws back in. Okay, I got the screws back in, and I got the ignition on. And then if you listen closely, you can hear the motor running. And then let's see if I can get a little bit closer. See, if you look at the bottom of that wheel, you should see that move. So it's working, everything's good. So we got heat, and I already started the Jeep up and warmed it up, and it's blowing heat, and everything else is working. So so I hope this video helped.